Good day, YouTube. It is the 15th of May, 2024. This is my, not sure what year it is, mid-90s something, Cushman UTV-MAX. It is a 48-volt electric vehicle that a buddy of mine had stored at a friend of his barn for 20-something years. And his buddy needed his space back after 20-some years. And my buddy called me. He goes, "Man, I'm never going to get to this thing. If you want it, would you go get it for me? Because my friend needs his barn space back." I says, "Yep, done." So I went and got it. We've spent a few days sorting out wiring, and it had some, critters in there eating wires and stuff, and the ignition switch was gone, and some guys on Facebook groups page for Cushman vehicles helped me with a wiring diagram so I could sort it out enough to make it run, and it runs, drives and stops and things pretty good. We haven't sorted out the lights yet, but everything else seems to work, including the horn. What I put in it for testing purposes was 4 small, very small 12-volt batteries, and they're inadequate to say the least, but again, it was for testing purposes. Oh yeah, the battery charger works too, built in. So what it came with was obviously 8 6-volt golf cart batteries, probably 10 to 20 times the power that we've got in there at the moment. But these being so ancient, they're absolutely no good. They're pooch, they're dry, they've been sitting dead for over 20 years. There's zero life in them, but they're so expensive. So the cheapest place I found to get batteries is at Costco, and they have interstate batteries. They're $105 a piece. We need 8. I have 7 cores because one of the batteries was gone out of this. So I'll scrounge up another battery that I got here in the shop. We'll take it, we'll load it up in the Honda truck. We'll go to Costco. We'll get 8 brand new batteries and put them in the Cushman. This hurts. I'm pretty cheap. I don't like to spend money, but that vehicle should be worth everything we put into it and then some, because I want to put wheels and tires on it too. So we're gonna go get batteries. We're gonna get that done probably today. Let's go. Loading batteries. Ain't light. All right, off to Costco. Well, guys, let's see if we can get the Cushman in the what I call the milking room here at the dairy barn, and get it on the lift. This would be a better place to work on it because I don't have to get vehicles out that are in front of it. So, but I just measured it. The Cushman's less than 4 feet wide. The lift is 4 feet wide. So, what could possibly go wrong? actually got decent power, and it's very controllable. Didn't lunge or lurge or whatever, so it actually did good. All right, so this is a better place to work on it. Long term, we can take care of some other smaller stuff. Now that this lift is available, it's been pretty tied up all winter, hasn't it? Okay, cool. So let's go get batteries. And just like that, we are back from Costco. We got some batteries. May 24. These are fresh. A couple of them got a different tag on them. 424. Fresh batteries. They sell a lot of them there. That means when you get them, they're hot off the press kind of thing. Well, I guess we're going to have to get in here and get these batteries out of here. I do have a couple of little wiring things to deal with while I'm in here. Maybe easier with no batteries in there. So let me get these batteries out. I just bought a bunch of these clamps on Amazon so I could use these batteries for testing because they didn't have studs on them, but these are the original cables. They cleaned up real nice. They're in good shape, so we'll reuse them. So let me buzz this stuff out of here. Let's clean up a little wiring. I have a ignition switch because it was missing. I put this little rocker switch in because it was laying around, but we'll get that swapped out if I can find my ignition switch. It's been here for a week or so, and we'll go from there. Here we go. All right, we're taking care of some other wiring issues, and I thought this plug, this was tie wrap behind the hour meter. I thought this was the power cord going to the charger, which is here. It's actually not. It's the 48 volt charge leads that came through this 2-wire cord, and they used a regular 120 volt cord caps on it. And then you can see, I mean, this was functioning. I had it plugged in yesterday, so that's pretty well burnt. See if I can get this off of here. You can see that's burnt. You can see that's burnt to a crisp. That thing is floppy loose. So yeah, a bunch of junk. So I got all the wires together. Out the male cord cap, we had these, the black and the red, going to charge the 48 volt string. So going to just splice these neatly right here, and then bring them around and tuck them back there somewhere. And that's really cleaned this up because this cord was coiled there. It's kind of a mess. I mean, they got the thing in there. Obviously this charger would have been, you know, standalone, sit on the ground kind of deal, and somebody put it in here, which is fine. What I also might do is put another charger in here, a smart charger. If I keep this, a 48 volt smart charger, and it's got the power inlet on the fender right there, and I might put a switch in here and switch the cord off that goes to this charger and switch the cord on that goes to a smart charger. We'll find some room in here to build it in, to attach it or something, and then you can choose whether you have a fast charge or a smart charge. We'll see how this goes. I don't need to do a ton of work on this and spend the world on it because I don't know that it'll bring any more when I sell it, but that's an option we're thinking about anyway. This charger will work much better when we get this wiring straightened up. So let's get to that, and we'll get on to the other couple of the things, because the lights don't work, and we're getting closer to finding wires in here, so we can maybe trace them out and find out why the lights don't work. All right, here we go. All right, guys, I've actually been fiddling with this thing for hours, but I don't work very hard at it. So I didn't have any lights working, and it was a variety of issues. I think we got it all squared away. We had a few more wiring gremlins that we had to deal with, and those are dealt with for the most part. Just a couple things left to go. The dome light switch was bad. The headlight switch isn't great. So I've ordered new ones of those. Of course, I got a new ignition switch. I was playing with these old beat up broken taillights just to get make sure the wiring was okay. So we've got taillight going on there. That one's all destroyed over there. We don't need to check everything because we're going to replace it. If we turn on the turn signals, we got turn signals, and ouch, crashed into my motor. If I have my really long stick onto my brake pedal, see the amber? Works. So we got brake lights. All right, go around the front. The turn signals both work. Headlights, however, use a 45-watt bulb that is shot. I was able to find a LED replacement in this socket style, so those are coming. So I had to unbolt the light to get it to the bulb because reaching it from the inside is absolutely not possible. Not with my short arms, and you can't get to it from underneath. So I put some tape on the front of it so I could hold it, because I'm going to have to slide it back in, hold it forward to put the screws back in. We're going to have to get some new screws, and then do the other side. So the bulbs were bad on that. So that's all the lights. So the lights all work, the wiper works, the horn works. This thing's better than half my cars. I have the battery string unhooked. It's going to be easier for me to work in here without those big 6-volt batteries in there, so I'm not going to install them just yet. I'm going to wait till I'm 100% there and then put them in. They are son of a gun to put in. They're super tight. Kind of got to wedge them in, and yeah, I don't want to have to take them back out. My back is good for maybe one time, not 2 times. The hour meter had another chewed up wire, so we got that dealt with. So even the hour meter is going to work. I don't know that I'll hook up that seat switch. It's got it. Right now I've got it jumped. I'll have to determine later what I'm going to do with that. So I might be kind of winding down on this for the day till parts arrive. So we might call this a day. And if you aren't familiar with my channel, I have a mobile DJ business, and I got a car show to do on Friday and a parade to announce on Saturday. So got a couple things coming up. Probably time I put my attention towards the mystery machine and getting it ready for its kind of a season opener, although I've done a couple gigs already. But this is season for doing fun DJ stuff. So I think I'll clean up my wiring mess. It's a mess too. And we'll reconvene sometime in the next day or so. Boys and girls, it's been a couple days. I've actually been cleaning this thing up, if you can't tell. And I was having a rough time finding anything that would really do good on the fiberglass, this gel coat. So I ordered some Meguiar's gel coat polish. Hopefully it's be here in a day or two, so kind of given up on it. The doors came out pretty good, but they're painted steel. I buffed out one side of the bed. I'll do the other side with the buffer. But this whole fiberglass thing, it's pretty stained. I went over it with Scotch-Brite and polish and such. The vent cover came out nice, but we haven't been able to get a shine on this yet, so we'll see if that Meguiar's will do the job. Bulbs for the front headlights are still a few days out, mid next week, I believe. So we're still waiting on those. I ordered strip LED taillights for the rear, so those will be here soon. What we got, is like old boat stuff. So these are like 10-inch strips. They serve, well, they're going to be very close to what I've got on the back of the Cushman. So they'll be similar to this. So they'll have a taillight function and a brake light or turn signal function, which is why I ordered 2 for each side. We'll run all 4 lights in the back will be tail lights, and then 1 on each side will be a brake light, 1 on each side will be a turn signal, so that they'll work good. So those are coming. I tapped out the brackets holes, the spots in the doors for the mirrors, and one of the mirrors wasn't attached. It was kind of tore off, but the bracket was in the back, so that was good. So I got them cleaned up yesterday before I left, and I coated them in truck bed liner, so they came out real nice. The one on the passenger side over here again was missing, and it normally had a 1/4-20 bolt in it. I had to drill them and tap them to 5/16 because they were stripped, so they're good now. We'll have to enlarge these holes slightly, but that's easy, and they're not quite 5/16, so we'll get those done. And I had ordered new mirrors, and they came in yesterday, so those will look great. They're 5-inch round mirrors. This was an Amazon purchase. Quite a few different ones to choose from. I like these. You know, they're rubber mounted, center stud, whatever. So they're just going to bolt right on there and be awesome. This thing is very hard to see out of when you're backing up, so priority. And then what I was mostly waiting for was these 2 light switches. So these are golf cart type switches, okay, for turning your lights on, etc. And I've already got the ignition switch installed here. So that's great. This is headlights. So this is a very similar switch. It actually functions, but it's getting old. And this was the dome light. And that's what it took to get the dome light to work in the ceiling. So I thought, well, we're putting new ignition switch in. We'll just put all new switches in. This switch functions well. This is forward reverse. So we're not going to replace that. But all the other switches will be new. And that'll be good. So, and then I cleaned up the interior. Look at that. Just look at that. So this still has plastic coming out of it. So it was probably replaced right before it was hibernated. So at the end of the day, a couple days ago, I saw everything work 100%. I've seen the dome light work, tail lights work, brake lights work, turn signals work, windshield wiper works, the horn works. Everything will function once I get these 2 switches in. And I've been waiting to put the new batteries in. Yeah, they're out there in the truck. Because getting to those switches will be easier without the batteries in it. So, and that's task for this morning. The hour meter should work. It had a critter chewed up wire, ground wire, so I got that repaired. So everything's come together. I've also adjusted the latches on the doors so they close tightly and don't rattle. So that's good. Did I tell you yet? Tires and wheels are coming for this thing. They'll be here. I don't think I've confirmed when they'll be here yet. They have shipped. I think next Wednesday, which should be fine. I should have almost everything else done on it. So a couple of things I still want to do would be maybe to sand down these steel bumpers and paint them with truck bed liner. I also want to look into the idea of maybe putting a push bumper on the front of this. A friend has a sprint car, and this might be a fun pit area vehicle when it's all said and done. It would be bonus if it would push a sprint car. So they gave me that idea, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to get busy, hard to film, getting the switches in, and then we can start putting batteries in this thing. So I have a gig today. This afternoon I got a boogie, so we'll see how much we can get done before that happens. So it's coming along, guys. It's coming along. Here we go. All right, the mirrors are all on. They look great. Hello. And got the switches in. They also look great. That's the headlight switch. That's the dome light switch. So we turn the key on, pull dome light switch, we get dome lights. We pull headlight switch, we get headlights. Of course, none of the headlights work, but I got a tail light working. And I pull the emergency flashers, we get emergency flashers. I got some cool lights for replacing these with. We get the headlights, we'll do all that. Yeah. Windshield wiper works. It's not a parker. It doesn't park itself. And yeah, so now we got to start putting batteries in this thing. Now the work begins. Who's coming over to help me with that? Huh? These things are heavy. All right, let's get it done. Boys and girls, we are putting batteries in. We got the left side, driver's side, all installed. So, yep, everything's looking good. This is the positive of the 48 volts. It's also positive of the 12 volts. So positive, negative, positive, negative. And these are the negatives of the 12 volts, positive of a 12 volt. Okay, so one of these is a charge wire from the charger, 48 volt. The negative is over there on the other battery. Okay, one of these is positive of the 12 volt, and then these are ground wires for the 12 volt. These are all tight, they're all good to go. Over here on the right side, passenger side, we have the negative for the 48 volt, back to the motor controller, right? These are negatives for 48 volt. One of them would be a charge wire, and then the other two would be miscellaneous negatives on the 48 volt side. Okay, this is connecting to the battery string on the other side. I got one more battery to put in here. They're tight. They kind of got to go in at a angle to get there. And I'll show you how I'm tying them on. Because these don't have carry handles, just using a piece of mule tape or rope or something to go through these little brackets. I can lift them and then slide them into place. It's the only way. So my battery holder here won't fit. These little terminals are so short they don't fit there, or I would use that, but this works great. We're getting there. We get this in, get those things all terminated properly, tightened down. We're about ready to take it for a test run. All right, test run's coming up. All right, batteries are in. Wiring connections are made. Should be all done with wiring, actually. So let's see if this thing will back out now, and we'll take it for a drive. I am very anxious to see what its drives like, how fast it might go with real batteries in it. So, okay. Mirrors. Yeah. It's a little tight. You ready? Okay. Here we go. Alright, battery indicator buried in green. All right, guys, the video ends here. On the next video, we'll get all the lighting upgrades done. How would that be? As soon as all the parts show up, it's gonna be a few days, and we'll get back on it. So guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate a thumbs up. Share this with a friend that might find a vehicle like this interesting, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.